loose ball, and it's gonna go. Maddie buries it in the net to tie it. It's good! We get our first look at the Durfee girls soccer team today on Fred TV as they welcome a rival from the South Coast, the Attleboro Bombardiers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massoud, high atop the press box here at Mac Aldridge Field. Great to be back with you this week. Had a pretty busy week last week. We saw Dartmouth in a couple games, DCTV coverage that I was a part of, and now back here on campus to finally get to see the Lady Hilltoppers. It's been a tough go of it to start the 2025 year, and unfortunately that's kind of been a common theme that we've been talking about in the early weeks of the school year. Why? Well, a lot of young players, a lot of teams that are rebuilding, and it's kind of all happened at once, the perfect storm, if you will. Durfee's roster this year for girls soccer has a number of freshmen, even a couple of 8th graders who have waivers to play. We saw that a few years ago with field hockey, who's practicing off to my right as we speak. But for girls soccer, a very, very strong youth movement happening here. But what happens in those situations, right? Well, we saw it with boys soccer, we saw it with field hockey, seen it with some volleyball as well. The inexperience, right, can sometimes lend, rear its ugly head. In this case, Durfee has gotten off to a 1-3-1 start. They went 1-1 draw last week against Fairhaven, and that was their first and only tie of the season. But, Attleboro with a tougher conference, tougher schedule at 3-3, I think is going to be a difficult opponent today. But, hey, you never know what happens once they get out on the field. One thing for sure is that Durfee's coaching staff, they are back once again, and they do know how to win. They know how to coach. They know how to work with the young players. So it's nice that they have numbers from the underclassmen as well as the senior class. So hopefully that'll all gel as the season goes on. Last year they finished very strong and missed the playoffs by that much. Hoping this year they can turn it around just a little bit sooner, maybe make a run. We'll see what happens. But for now, Attleboro and Durfee squares off next on Fred TV. Stay with us.
Fall River Public Schools has employment opportunities in various departments for people looking to work with the next generation. We want you to join our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals, and teacher assistants, as well as other educational support positions. We are also looking to fill operational support positions such as custodial, security, food service, and more. Fall River Public Schools offers competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see the current job postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
Number 21, Ella Farias. Number 22, Aubrey Doncallo. Durfee is coached by Hayden Tavares, Justin Pereira, Krista Chauvin, and Doug Cavallo. Now we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
We welcome you back to Durfee High School's Mac Aldridge Field. Evan Massoud with you as we are just about ready to get this one started here at the home of the Hilltoppers. Attleboro Blue Bombardiers in town, and we're underway. A 5:30 start here today, a little different than we're used to, but we'll have a little extra daylight, which is nice. Durfee in their home black uniforms, Attleboro in road whites today. And nice to get to see the girls team for the first time this season. That shot taken and routinely played there by the starting goalie for the Hilltoppers, Abby Cucci. Oh, we had a lot of sun earlier today. Nice grab by Cucci again, but clouded right up just before game time here. So it kind of cooled off a bit. It's very comfortable for soccer. A little breezy down on the field, but nothing that should really impact play today. Still showing low 70s for a temperature here at game time. Let's run down the starters. We'll begin with the Blue Bombardiers, who come in at 3-3-0, already reaching 1/3 mark of their season. Number 5, Sophia Sprovieri. Number 6, Mia Cooper. Number 10, Alexis Clark. Number 11, Madison Dennehy. Number 12, Jamie Riley. Number 13, a captain, Jordan Riley, sister to Jamie. Number 14, Captain Tatum O'Brien. Number 21, Caden Matlock. Number 22, Sophie Gaunt. Number 25, Nicole McGilvray. And in goal is Kira O'Driscoll, a junior goalkeeper for Coach Steve Santos and his squad. For Durfee, at 1-3-1 coming into today's game, fresh off a tie against Fairhaven, as I mentioned in the open last Thursday. Attleboro looking to take a shot on net, and that will go just wide to the left. Cucci had dove, kind of not dove, but started to her left, had to move back the other direction. Durfee starters: number 2, Giselle Moussat. Number 4, Jade Winslow. Number 5, Leah Dias. Number 6, Mia Costa. Number 8, Kaya Raposo. Number 10, Mia Pavo. Number 13, Julia Rumsey. Number 17, Gianna Gomes. Number 19, Presley Yentz. Number 21, Ella Farias. And in goal, number 26, Abby Cucci. Waiting on a throw here. You may notice a familiar name not mentioned, and that is senior Maddie Hargraves, who is unfortunately sidelined this season with an injury. So you won't see her here in her senior year for soccer. Had a chance to chat with her briefly before the game. I know that's always tough anytime you lose a season, but especially when it's your last one. But unfortunately, injuries are just part of sports. Cucci able to grab it on the second bounce, as the Blue Bombardiers have put a few on net here in the first 4 minutes. Another shot taken, that will go right past the post. Coach Santos for Attleboro saying he's out. One of his top players is a scratch today, Kennedy Samuel, so she not playing for the Blue Bombardiers. Winslow giving chase, and out of bounds it goes. That's Alexis Clark. Big throw in there. Leads into the box. Durfee trying to clear it out. Another shot taken. Cucci cannot make the play as it's deflected off the fingertips, and it goes in for a goal. Attleboro on the board first here in the early minutes. Attleboro, to this point, they've kind of had a split schedule, 3 at home, 3 away. This is their 4th away game. Lost opening night to Canton, a 3-1 loss. They beat Taunton on the road 5-1, then lost to Mansfield 3-1. Took 2 in a row, North Attleboro and Milford, 3-2 and 4-2. They lost to Oliver Ames last Thursday, 1-0. That was at home. And seeing Durfee here for the first time, and for the only time this season, is the Hilltoppers with a nice surge there. A shot goes just wide of the net. Durfee on the other side, a loss to Taunton 4-2, a win against Diamond 2-0. Then losses to Somerset, Berkeley, and Westport 9-1 and 3-2. And then, as I mentioned, a 1-1 tie against Fairhaven last Thursday. Takes us into today's game at 5:30. They'll have New Bedford and Brockton next on the schedule, away at New Bedford and then home against Brockton. So conference play is upon us here in girls soccer. Good feed up ahead. And it is 2-0. Played onside. Two captains there in on that goal, Jordan Riley and Tatum O'Brien. And it puts Attleboro up 2-0 here in the first 10 minutes. Another good feed up ahead and another chance for the Blue Bombardiers. Cucci able to make the stop on Mia Cooper. Waiting on a throw here from Attleboro. He's going to go right back out of bounds. Should go Durfee's way. It does. Oh, no, excuse me. They called a foul against the Hilltoppers on the last throw-in where the ball went to, so it's actually a free kick for Attleboro. Jordan Riley will give it a nice strong kick toward the box. Cucci, it gets by Cucci there, but it'll go out of bounds. And I don't think there was any contact there, so it shouldn't be a corner kick. Should be Durfee's ball. It is. Julia Rumsey with the kick. Presley Jens had that one shot towards the net a couple minutes ago. Trying to get it upfield. Out of bounds. Good strong throw from Farias. O'Brien, nice feed up ahead. I'll tell you one thing, Attleboro has worked on this. This is clearly one of their strengths, is setting up the forward. Shot taken, gloved by Cucci in net. That one off the foot of Dennehy. Kick it back to O'Driscoll, who's going to send one right back, far side. Durfee trying to get some numbers up ahead. Mia Costa sending it back twice. Late whistle at the end of the play there. Right about where the ball passed, so assuming it was an offsides call. Jens grabs it out of the air. Good pass on up ahead. And they got to send it to O'Driscoll, who's going to lob it right back where it came from, to about the 40. Hooking and out of play. Can hear Coach Tavares from across the field. Voice travels. But very, very vocal coach. You remember that when he was assistant coach as well, and talking with him beforehand. He says, we're not strangers to this. Buried in the corner for Attleboro's third. Mia Cooper with the third goal here in the first half. This one coming at just past 14 minutes. As I had started to say is that, you know, from a numbers perspective, a young team, inexperience, not something that Coach Tavares is, you know, not had to deal with before. When he was an assistant coach, there was very much the same situation. I mean, you have a number of freshmen, a couple 8th graders on the varsity roster. So, which is why no JV team this fall, just a varsity team. And that one skips through Cucci. And it is 4-0. And a timeout. Not surprised, kind of felt that might be coming here as a couple goals have snuck through for the Hilltoppers, against the Hilltoppers. But 4 goals here in the opening minutes. I mean, we all know Attleboro's tough in any year, any day of the week. The Hockomock Conference, which Attleboro's part of, one of the best conferences, I think, in the state. There's so many tough teams, tough schools, and you know, I mentioned some of them when we were talking about the record so far and the results. That whole 495 corridor up that way, King Philip, Oliver Ames, of course Attleboro, Mansfield, Taunton, all really tough programs. That's just to name a few. That's, you know, there's more. It's about 10, I want to say it's about 10 teams. Is that right, Kristen? It's about 10 teams in the Hawk. It's a very big conference. I said last year, and I'll say it again, I don't care, I don't have much pull, but I'll say it anyway, is I would love to see kind of a Hawk like large and a Hockomock small and split it like they did the Mayflower with so many schools, and have Brockton, New Bedford, and Durfee absorbed into that. But they don't want us. So, in any case, but it, you know, you basically out of that would get 6 to 7 guaranteed conference opponents, or you know, teams in a conference, I should say. You know, it makes the scheduling a lot easier. We do see many of those teams throughout the year anyway, and they're not that far away. Better than going to Quincy and Newton for games. So, but hey, maybe someday. Maybe someday. As we come out of the timeout here, Hilltoppers in a bit of a hole here at football, coming back from practice, seemingly unaware that there's a game going on as they're crossing the boundaries onto the field. I mean, come on, guys. I'm sorry, I don't mean to criticize, but that's just simple self-awareness that there's a game going on. Ay, ay, ay.
Come on, number 8, let's go. Get moving.
Attleboro will throw in here.
Go. Nice, go. I was out.
Attleboro back down the field here in a scoring opportunity. That one batted away, goes over the crossbar and out of bounds. Corner kick from the corner there, stopped, and now it comes back, and almost kind of a second chance there, the way it got back to the initial kicker there for Attleboro. Now, Durfee with some numbers if they can get up the field. Presley Yentz with a burst of steam, a 2-on-1. Gets around, a chance, shot taken on the ground and scooped by O'Driscoll. What a nice surge for Yentz, who pretty much created that whole opportunity herself. Out of bounds, that one goes as we near the halfway mark of the first. Down into the corner, and out of bounds it goes. It looks like it will be another corner kick for Attleboro. Alexis Clark will be the kicker. On one hop there, kind of almost an in-between hop there, Cucci makes a nice play. Minutes gone here in the first. Just under 20 to go. Evan Massoud with you as we see girls soccer for the first time here in 2025. Our first of 3 broadcasts this week. We have girls volleyball tomorrow against Brockton, and boys soccer right here on Thursday, weather permitting, against New Bedford. I don't think it's going to be that bad by the time 6 o'clock rolls around on Thursday. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. As long as it's not, you know, like a wind-driven rain, we'll be able to film inside the booth if necessary. We've done that many times. The only times it's been a problem, like I said, is if the rain is blowing sideways and it blows into the booth, like through the windows. We can't operate with the windows closed. That one off the post as Attleboro made a bid for number 5. right on the line and stopped. Now centering pass. Hilltoppers clear it. It goes out on the sideline, and it'll be a throw for Attleboro. That's Clark making her way all the way to this side now. Good, strong throw off the head toward the corner and out along the side. Tell you one thing though, with the sun going behind the clouds so quickly before the game, it's gotten dark here. You don't realize it, how quickly it gets dark, but sure the lights will be coming on anytime soon, as it is just about 6 o'clock. Tatum O'Brien weaving through the defense, takes the shot. Oh, going to upper left corner rather, off the post, and no good. Pass on up ahead there. Elefarius trying to break it up. Shot taken, whistle sounds, the play is dead. That is not a goal. I know we saw football, right, coming from practice a minute ago. Football had a tough loss on the road on Friday, but a really well-played game. Dartmouth Memorial Stadium has traditionally not been a friendly place. And I thought it was a very good football game overall. Unfortunately, Hilltoppers on the short end of the stick, lost by a touchdown, 21-14. But they did have the ball. That one over the head of Cucci, and it is 5-0 Attleboro. Durfee did have the ball at the end of the game with an opportunity, but unable to end up scoring and tie up the game. So back to the drawing board, unfortunately, for the Hilltoppers. They have Somerset this week away. Always a tough game. Down in the box, another chance for Attleboro, right along the post. Nice job, Cucci, really just closing off the post right there. Dash to the sideline and out of bounds it goes. Couple substitutions here. Oh, I don't usually see that. Officials arguing with each other across the field. That's a first. For a minute, I thought our official on the far side was yelling at the Durfee players for not getting off fast enough, and instead arguing across sideline to sideline with his officiating partner. That's always a first. That's a new one. That's a new one. See, folks, the beauty of live sports. You just never know what you're going to see. I mean, I get what he's saying, but I mean, she was one stride away from the boundary and nowhere near the play. So I mean, but if that's the rule and it's got to be off, then it's got to be off. Ay, ay, ay. Portia Vieira getting a pass there, broken up by Pavo, out of bounds. Rolling all the way to the other side. Overtaken. Pavo and Vieira working hard against each other, right on the line, still in play. And here comes O'Brien. Cleared away, out of bounds it goes. Wow, it's still playing. That was clearly out of bounds. Right in front, Cucci trying to stab at it. The ball is still loose. Dives forward for it on a ball that should have been dead 15 seconds ago. Ten minutes to go in the first half. And Jens, the pass up ahead. Cleared away there by Attleboro. A whistle rules it dead. Didn't see much there, but Durfee will have a free kick from the emblem right at midfield. Durfee with 6 players up the field, keeping 3 back, and Rumsey the kicker there. Attleboro able to take it back, did not quite make it to the box. Pass on up ahead. Redirecting, strong side. Shot is good. And O'Brien with her second, by my count here. And it is 6-0. This one south of 10 minutes here. 31st minutes. Attleboro making quite a few personnel changes here. 3 players coming out. That one out of bounds. Out of reach there for Vieira. Be a throw for the Hilltoppers. Very quick throw there from Musat. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That was number 12. That was Emily Archambault. Saw the 2, didn't see the 1. Waiting on a free kick here from the Blue Bombardiers, far side. Falling fast, cut off. And cleared away. Jens showing her speed, has 1 Hilltopper ahead, trying to create a 2-on-1. She has only 1 defender to beat, but defense coming quickly, centering pass, bumped into there, it comes back, a chance, shot taken, and it's gonna go out of bounds towards the track. But another good surge of offense. One of the brighter spots here in the first half for Durfee, Presley Jens, and her speed. Lights coming on here at Durfee. Right through the legs. Maya Dozier. And Archambault will throw. Going right to Jens. Jens cuts through, nice move. Strong side shot taken, deflected and out of bounds, and it'll be Durfee's first corner kick of the night. Rumsey down in the corner. Line drive kick, loose in front. Jens has it, trying to get through. Now kind of dumps it off. Unfortunately, nobody there. Now Rumsey is there to try to back up the play. She'll center one right in front. Musat can't take a shot. Defense got there first. Up the field, and now a chance. Cucci coming in, is able to scoop it. Very aggressive coming out to get it. Cucci, a freshman here for the Hilltoppers. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Another free kick for Attleboro. Had one down this end the last time they had possession here up the field. This one in the air, and Cucci cannot get to it. And it appears that was Dennehy, number 11, with the 7th Attleboro goal. That one will go out of bounds before anybody can get there, as we've hit the 2-minute marker. That one out of play, wide right. One ball available on the sideline. Nobody around today chasing down balls that go out of bounds, so takes a little extra time. Attleboro coming back here, unofficially 30 seconds. Another one out of bounds. And that's the first half. A very difficult first half for the Hilltoppers here at Mac Aldrich Field, as Attleboro hangs 7, and they came in bunches, very early in the game, and then close to the halfway mark, a couple in a row, and then here late in the first half, a couple goals as well. So the Hilltoppers in quite a hole here as we hit the break. A 10-minute halftime break. We'll see you on the other side for the second half here on Fred TV. Stay with us. For 15 years, the Durfee Hilltopper Athletic Foundation has existed behind the scenes in support of current Durfee athletes, in most instances by purchasing new equipment for the teams. In more recent years, during July and August, Durfee's campus has become a hotspot, a direct result of the foundation's continued involvement in backfunding the department. The DHAF has given athletes a discount by covering most of their costs to attend summer camps and leagues, affording them the opportunity to stay conditioned during the off-season, an invaluable asset for athletic director Brad Buston and his coaching staff.
It's good because the kids still have some investment in it, so that's a good thing that they have to get up in the morning and they have to go to camp. But with the Hilltopper Foundation covering 75%, it's just a tremendous help to get the numbers up and get more kids to go.
Among the offerings are a field hockey summer league, football passing league, and basketball skills and drills and league play. And numbers have been quite good. It's also important to note that these are not coach-run practices, which are not allowed until a week or so before school begins, depending on the sport. Only then can coaches break out the equipment and get to work with their teams. As we head into Durfee 3.0's fifth operational year, those equipment needs are on the rise again. Luckily, green fees are not the only source of income for the golf tournament. A major raffle, complete with golf-related prizes, offers the golfers a chance to win big. Treasurer Melissa Panchley is usually camped out at the picturesque 15th hole selling those raffle tickets. Being that the golf tournament is the only major event the foundation runs annually, any extra funds generated are a plus.
There were a couple of years where maybe we made more money than we spent, and now we're getting back to that other side of the equation where we may be looking to spend just as much as we're making each year because of the equipment requests. So yeah, we have to balance all that out.
Desmond Sanders was a multi-sport athlete at Durfee. The class of 2015 grad faced the struggles of playing with outdated equipment, and that experience is one of the main reasons he supports the DHAF today.
We didn't have the newest stuff. And then once you elevated everyone's equipment, you start seeing more kids working out, during the off season, and that impacted the regular season. You start seeing winning records, and it makes a huge difference. And that's why I come back to this tournament every year. I try with the raffle tickets and all that good stuff to give back to the school that gave to me.
Like Desmond, those who helped start the 501c3 nonprofit back in 2010 have direct ties to Durfee athletics. And that's a good thing. Not only do they understand the needs of today's Hilltoppers, they also honor the legacy of those before them.
I actually have goosebumps with that question because it means a lot all these years later. All our kids, have gone through there now, and there'll be hopefully another generation. So to be able to help the students that are there now, even though I don't have a direct affiliation with any of the students now, it's still so important to me to help.
This year's tournament raised over $16,000, the highest mark of any year. At the Fall River Country Club, I'm Evan Massoud, Fred TV Sports.
You wouldn't be on your phone here. You shouldn't use it here.
Go, 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 go. Where are they? Where are they? Get off your phone! We lost again because of you.
You wouldn't be on your phone here. You shouldn't use it here. You wouldn't be on your phone here. You shouldn't use it here. Don't let your intelligence be artificial.
Get your info from a real person and not a news feed. Show up, FRPS, and lock it away for new beginnings.
Hi, my name is Stephanie MacArthur, Director of Traffic and Parking for the City of Fall River. As another school year begins, we as the city just want to remind everyone of some of the school zone safety laws. Crosswalks are designed for your safety. Please make sure to use them. Always wait for a crossing guard to stop traffic before crossing the street. Drivers, use caution when entering a school zone. State law mandates a strict 20-mile-per-hour speed limit in all school zones. Parking within a crosswalk is strictly prohibited. By showing respect and patience, we can ensure that everyone arrives at their destination safely and on time. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions and/or concerns, please feel free to contact my office at 508-324-2123. Let's have a wonderful school year.
Right here, 150 years ago, a bustling rail line cut through the Spindle City.
The Old Colony Line was among the most utilized railroads in the United States.
People, mainly immigrants, some children, labored in mills. The railroad was essential to manufacturing and passenger service.
However, transportation methods evolved. For generations, these grafts of land were wasted space. Years of careless industry polluted the Quequechan River. Cherished by Native people, the name translates to falling water.
Conservationists advocated to reverse environmental damage and repurpose the tracks. The architectural firm, Brown, Richardson, and Rowe, designed the pathway which opened in 2017. Some components are visionary. Other sections replicate endeavors in cities elsewhere.
Quequechan River Rail Trail is hidden by tree cover to buffer highway noise. The 2.5-mile route is habitat for many species, which, when quietly observed, foster an innate respect for nature. 12 years ago, voters approved a 1.5% property surcharge to fund the Community Preservation Act. Totaling nearly $425,000, CPA money was necessary for each phase of the rail trail.
Expansion is dependent upon continued revenue. Fall River joins other communities to develop a continuous 50-mile route of the South Coast Bikeway. CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
The Gothic Revival-style arch at Oak Grove Cemetery signals the final resting place of some of Fall River's most prominent residents.
Since 1873, thousands of funeral processions have passed through these ornate iron gates. War heroes, abolitionists, mill owners, and Lizzie Borden are buried within these walls.
Despite fine craftsmanship and historical recognition, the arch was unable to withstand time and the elements, and was in danger of collapse.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills. This cherished landmark was saved with funds through the Community Preservation Act.
In just 5 months, this time using some modern machinery, local contractors refurbished the granite arch and replaced sections of the gate.
A uniquely Fall River work of art and a respectful reflection for the dead has been saved for future generations.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Welcome back, everybody, to Durfee High School's Mac Aldrich Field. The second half about to get going here. Had a brief sprinkle, little passing shower here just at the very end of the first half. And but it looks like it has already stopped. I mean, it was not even really visible on the map. That's how how brief it was. That radar didn't even pick it up. So hopefully we'll stay dry the rest of the night here. We do have some weather, like I said earlier, coming tomorrow and Thursday. Much needed rain, honestly. It's a good thing that we're inside tomorrow, volleyball tomorrow, 5:15, scheduled 5:15 start. And then on Thursday, boys soccer at 6 from right here as the Whalers come to town. So we'll see New Bedford. And hopefully it'll be not heavy enough rain that we can still function and bring you the game without any problems. Well, Durfee, as you see on your screen there, the scoreboard, a 7-0 lead for the Attleboro Blue Bombardiers as the visitors have come in here and really made a mark early against Durfee and playing in full control right now. Hopefully the Hilltoppers can maybe get a goal or two, something that you can build upon. You know, I will say this, you know, that's the home broadcast, right? We don't like the score, but I do have an appreciation for, you know, a team like Attleboro who, they're consistently creating opportunities, right? And that comes with experience. This is not a negative, a put down on Durfee. It's just a fact, though. Is some of the opportunities they've created, even when there weren't some, the main objective, right, is they're constantly taking shots on goal, and certainly it helps when you're spending more of your time down the field on offense rather than defense. But I've said it year after year with soccer, with field hockey, with ice hockey, that you can't score unless you put the ball on net. And Attleboro, for as many goals as they have probably at least 2 times as many goals or shots on goal as they have goals in this game. So they're creating opportunities, but as soon as they get down in that box, they're taking shots on net, which is great. It just shows that aggressive scoring mentality. And every team is different. Again, I preface, this is not a dig against Durfee in any way. Attleboro clearly has more experience, but there are teams that have tons of experience that you'll see they'll just kind of play with the ball, pass it here, pass it there. They won't just take a shot. I would much rather see, as a viewer or as a broadcaster, a team that just fires on net, because sooner or later it's going to go in anyway, rather than being a little cute with the ball. That's something that we've seen tonight from Attleboro. Like right there, just take the open shot. There were 2 players further down the field, but instead of passing to them and chancing it might get cut off, just took the shot. You made the goalie have to make a play on the ball. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I've referenced before, I was much younger back in the late 90s when for ice hockey, when Peter Laviolette was the head coach of the Providence Bruins. That team won the Calder Cup, which is the championship for the AHL. And that team just was fire at will all night on the opposing goalie. It was 40, 50 shots a game on net, which is insane. But that was their bread and butter. And I'd love to see more of that in general. Well, the rain has returned here, a little sprinkle again, as you can see. Corner kick coming for Attleboro. This one high in the air, and a shot that will sail way out of bounds. Thrown in there by Sophia Sprovieri. So Coach Santos for Attleboro make quite a few substitutions at the end of the half. Some of the starters, one of the captains. And, not surprising, of course, with the larger lead, right? Don't want to chance some kind of a freak injury when you're leading by a substantial number of goals. At this point, probably safe to say that given how things have gone, that Attleboro will end up hanging on to win this game. But, if it got a little closer, right, then you would put people back in. But I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls some starters here as the second half continues on as well. Attleboro with really a solid mix of home and away over the next couple weeks. They'll be home Thursday against Franklin. Then they're away next Tuesday at Foxborough, and then home again on Thursday the 2nd against Brockton. So That's their next couple games. Durfee on the other side, I mentioned Big 3 conference play. They'll travel to New Bedford on Thursday. The boys will be home. That one's slated to be played on the turf field, McCoy Turf Field. Then home against Brockton next Tuesday. Then next Thursday, the second away at Taunton. And then they'll rematch a week later against Fairhaven. So they actually have a full week off in between games. The Dartmouth game, I mentioned that one getting rescheduled from the September 9th it was supposed to be. So that one's now going to be played Monday, October 27th, right at the very end of the season. I'm not sure if DCTV will end up covering that one. That was originally one that they were going to do. It didn't seem like it when I had a chance to speak with the director, Peter Chase, on Friday at the football broadcast. But if something should change, we'll keep you posted on that. But it looks like for soccer, the last soccer coverage that we would see during the regular season here for girls and for boys will be the doubleheader we have planned to cover on Thursday, October 23rd, which is against Diamond. Both games being right here, 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock scheduled starts. Right in front, and it will not go. A little bit of luck goes Durfee's way right there. That ball was in slow motion, and it just went wide to the right. So it'll set up a corner kick on the near right corner of the field for Attleboro, right side. Here comes the kick. Kicked in the air, another one that will just miss the post. Rolling out of the box, coming toward the near side. That's Alexis Clark, who had the corner kick. Riley had that one come back. Now still heading backwards. Gets it to Clark. Clark passing near side to Sprovieri, who was breaking up the field. Sophie Gaunt. That one was going out of bounds, stopped by our official. Subs coming in. This will take a moment because one of them is Sprovieri, who is ready to throw here on this near side. The throw is good. Strong one. Durfee kind of cutting it off. Jens was trying to progress up the field. Unable to do so. This will go out, and another throw in for the Blue Bombardiers. This time a little further up. Nice strong throw. Clark has a really good throw in for Attleboro. We've seen that all night. Really gets some good power, good launch on it. That's a good pass up the field. Some speed for Durfee. Chasing it down. Turned around nicely, though, by Attleboro. And back toward midfield it goes. Gaunt right up the sideline. Riley cuts around. Durfee will clear it on what should be a throw. It looked like that was on, it was not on the goal line. Didn't end up bending that way. So a throw from deep down the side. Another good one. Toward the box it goes. Try to spread the field a bit. That one goes more towards the middle, got away. Jamie Riley sending it back now. Line drive kick toward the box. Protected is Cucci, her defense there. Pavo shielding so she can make the play. Burst of speed for Durfee. Jens on the far side takes the shot, and O'Driscoll will fall forward on it as she makes the two-hop scoop. Madeline Britland Raposo playing that one for the Hilltoppers there, number 15. Four on four. Now cut in, broken up. Nice job there. Out of bounds, it'll force a throw as Jade Winslow halts play there. More substitutions for Attleboro. 3 more coming on, 3 coming off. Sott breaks it up. Jens passing up ahead. It's cut off by Jamie Riley. Rolling, and now finally out of bounds. Took a while to roll out of play. Gucci makes the play in the air. That one goes out. To the field hockey goal that's stored back there. glad to see our viewers, though, are watching here in the young season of fall sports. We've had a couple requests already. People asking, when are we seeing girls soccer? When are we seeing more field hockey? So we appreciate you watching. Yes, we will have more field hockey. We'll have more girls soccer. We usually try for 3 to 4 games per sport per season. There are some variables, of course, being, playoff, teams that are in the playoff hunt, teams that are not, where we may flex one sport for another, stuff like that. Also will depend on, senior nights and where they fall. Sometimes we'll add a game if it ends up being a light week, or we have to switch to that. But for the most part, going back to talking about the conferences and the alignment of conferences, and how I had mentioned about the Hockomock maybe splitting into 2 parcels and absorbing Durfee, Brockton, and New Bedford, and doing away with the big 3, which we thought was kind of done with when Dartmouth and BR joined us to form the Southeast Conference. But having just 2 conference opponents kind of tied, even though they don't give you a playoff berth anymore, winning the conference, you kind of tied to those 2 matchups. And I'm going to be very honest. I mean, we'll always try to cover, the Brockton and the New Bedford games. I give New Bedford always even more priority than Brockton, but they're not always the best matchups. Either good or bad. As an example, we had field hockey to start the year, and their first broadcast was the Brockton game. Brockton hasn't scored on Durfee in the last 9 meetings. So that's not a good matchup. It's fun to win, sure, but it doesn't make for, a great game to watch, honestly. I mean, it's still one-sided. It was out of reach, before it started. So in that mindset, it's tough only having those 2 teams, Brockton and New Bedford, as your conference opponents. I know for years it was like that, but it's just not always the marquee matchups like that it used to be. There's so many other teams that Durfee plays that tend to be better matchups, and so it is a little more challenging with back to the big 3 and just a 3-team race, when you're putting together the schedule. Because, as an example, when we had 4 conference opponents, when you had Dartmouth and BR mixed in there, in that situation, and you could be a little more selective. Like, honestly, I wouldn't have covered Brockton for field hockey. I would have made sure that the Dartmouth game was in there, because that would have been, at the time, another conference opponent. So would have had New Bedford, definitely would have had New Bedford, would have had Dartmouth, and then depending on what other sports may be playing that day, probably would have had BR, but I don't think I would have had Brockton. Again, it's nice to see you win, but it hasn't been a competitive matchup for a long time. But that's just kind of the way it goes. We will see. We are planning that we'll see New Bedford and Brockton here for girls soccer as well, but we kind of have to give priority to those 2 games, those 2 teams when they come here, and then try to fill in around there. Again, depending on the sport. In this case, this was an addition. This game was not originally on the calendar, but when the Dartmouth game got postponed, which was supposed to be, like I said, September 9th, it was going to be even another week before we got to a conference game here for the girls soccer team, with Brockton coming in next Tuesday. We didn't want to wait till the end of September for you to finally get to see the girls soccer team. So we added this one, but this was not originally on the calendar. The girls volleyball is definitely going to be for Durfee. Much heavier here at the beginning of the season. It's been. We saw the road game for Dartmouth at Dartmouth. We saw New Bedford last Thursday. We're going to see Brockton tomorrow. And we may see one more full broadcast in October, but right now, not sure that's one of those that's on the bubble. So, but we do overall shoot for 3 to 4 per team, per sport, per season. And then, like I said, we kind of go from there. But that's the initial hope. Down in the corner, and it's turned around. So we're south of 20 minutes here. Less than 20 to go. In what's been a scoreless second half. But a chance here as Cucci came out, open goal, and it's 8-0. Goal scored by number 2, Yvette Fontaine, a freshman for Attleboro. Cucci came out trying to make a play on it, realized she wasn't going to be able to, but still not wrong to come out because you kind of closed in the window there, just unfortunately got beat. Shot, batted away by Cucci, and she'll pick it up before it goes out of bounds. Nice play. That ball was hooking away from her to the short side. Good pass. Centering pass, so went a little long. Attleboro defense able to clear it away. Portia Vieira there, number 23, sending it back up the field. Full steam ahead. Gonna pass? No, gonna take the shot. Cucci with the block. Point blank range there off the foot of Avery Alfred, and she makes the stop. Nice save. Still in the box. That one will roll out of bounds on the sideline. Crossing and deflected in on what was almost like a corner kick in a way, the way that and where it came from. That was actually Fontaine. So she's had the last 2 goals here over these last 5 minutes. Nine nothing. Free kick for the Hilltoppers. It's in the box. A chance here. Can she turn it around? No, it's taken away. Liliana Gonzalez with a good opportunity there. Attleboro. Taken away. No whistles right at the edge of the box. Jens.
Give and go, give and go.
O'Driscoll gives it a ride. Towards the net, and on a hop, Cucci with the play. Well, I said it in the open, you know, Durfee last year started very slow. They were 2-7 halfway through the year, but finished extremely strong in the second half of the schedule. They missed the playoffs by a point. And I'm not saying that every season is going to be the same, but it seems like, you know, in many instances that we have seen it. Takes some time, obviously, right, for a team to find its chemistry, especially when it's a younger team or there's not a lot of varsity starters that are, you know, returning players. So, you know, that sort of thing. Hopefully, as the year goes on, the team here will find their stride, put together a few wins. But definitely a common theme here so far in fall 2025. We've heard from pretty much all the coaches. They're dealing with very young teams. It's rare that, you know, it happens kind of across the board. Young or non-varsity experienced teams, let's say that, but a lot of youth that we're seeing, which is not a bad thing. Actually, it's a good thing, because hopefully it means that in a year or two, a lot of these teams will be highly competitive again with all the players that'll be coming up. This Durfee squad here for girls soccer, probably the youngest out of all the teams that we see in the fall. But we heard it from Coach Henrique with field hockey. We heard it from Coach Brown and assistant Coach Powers for football. Heard it from Coach Mello for boys soccer. I heard it from Coach Bullier for girls volleyball. It's definitely a common theme. There's going to be growing pains this fall, and it will take wins, take some positives where we can find them. Hopefully, we'll see some wins as the season goes on. But certainly seems like it will be a more challenging fall, though, for Durfee sports than we've seen the last few years, that's for sure. At least on paper, at least from the first couple weeks of the year. But, you know, again, with each game, you know, you hope that the teams will get stronger and more confident, and that will, you know, aid in some October victories and some growth. Crossing pass there, lobbed forward and out of bounds off the foot of Skylar Caldwell. Skylar, a freshman. Coach Tavares here has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freshmen, 2 8th graders that are playing. And the junior class, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 4 active seniors. So, tells you the story right there. Cucci coming out and will kick it away. Under 10 minutes to go here. As Attleboro closes in on what will be their 4th win, will put them above 500. Franklin and Foxborough on the horizon for Attleboro. The next 2 games, both conference games. Right now they are 2-3 in the conference. So as they get near the beginning of October and the halfway mark, these 2 games coming up, Franklin and Foxborough teams they haven't seen yet this year. Definitely some important games. Durfee's next 2 are Big 3 games as well. Mentioned that earlier. O'Driscoll with a short pass there to Jamie Riley. Down the field, a burst of speed, has some help on this near side, instead takes a shot. And it is played by Cucci. That one came in pretty hot. Cucci with the save. It's still in play. This one lofted. It's off the crossbar. Sent back again. Out of bounds. Oh, no, it stayed in. Excuse me. Had some backspin there. That one landed on the yellow and kicked back. Hilltoppers can't get it out of the box. Pass across to Gonzalez. Broken up by Aubrey Gonzalo. We've hit the 5-minute marker here, so you'll see the clock is stopped in the stadium. We'll keep it rolling for you at home. Oh, nice pass up ahead in the box. Patience off the toes and off to the right and out of bounds. Really good passing right there from Attleboro. On the ground and just wide right again. And that one goes into the night. Rumsey will kick. Oh boy, big kick. Out of bounds it goes. Lobbed toward the box. Cucci will scoop. That one out of play. Attleboro still getting shots towards the net here late in the game. That one comes right back. Rumsey giving chase, trying to protect. That one's going to trickle in for Attleboro's 10th. O'Driscoll will play it. Kick it away, far side. Under a minute, unofficially here. And that's the game. Couple seconds early. Again, unofficial clock here running for us here in the booth, but this one comes to a close. A very tough night for the Hilltoppers as they drop it 10-0 at home here against the Attleboro Blue Bombardiers. Tough team from the Hockomock Conference to come in here against Durfee. So they improved to 4-3 with the win, 4-3-0. And for Durfee, their fourth loss here in 6 games. 1-4-1, the updated record for the Hilltoppers as they get ready for conference play. New Bedford Thursday, Brockton next week. We will see Brockton next week, weather permitting. That'll be our next girls soccer coverage. But before that, tomorrow night, we have girls volleyball from inside the field house. We hope you'll join us then. A 5:15 scheduled start as Durfee welcomes the Brockton Boxers. Till then, for our cameraman Mike Fernandez, I'm Evan Massoud. Final score one last time, Attleboro 10, Durfee nothing. Good night.